Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy, and we're out today in the Woodstock, Ackworth area taking a look at a house that our client recently purchased. And it's so hard for homeowners, especially new homeowners, to decide what to do, because in the home repair business, you're going to get lots of opinions. And so when you see single pane windows like this, most people are going to say, hey, instead of repairing them, let's go ahead and fix these windows. And they're not wrong in terms of energy efficiency. Where they're wrong is every house is a little bit different. So this house right now has very few soffit vents, and on top of it they've added vinyl siding over foam board over the old siding. And you can see that on the back of the house where they took some of the siding down to build the deck. So this house really doesn't breathe very well. And the best way to find some of that information out is if you go to the owenscorning.com website. They've got a nice video example of how air exchanges work on a house and why it's so important. When you don't have enough air exchanges, especially when you're adding energy efficient windows to a house like this, you're going to create potential mold situation inside the house. You're also going to prematurely age your roof. So it ends up costing you, unless you just want to have the new windows, the convenience of tilting them in to clean them and all that. This house is, in my opinion, not a good candidate for window exchange. And also because we can fix it a heck of a lot cheaper, like a fourth of the price of replacing all these windows. So when you look at this window right here, it's hard to see it in the video, but the left and right brick mold is rotted, so we'll piece that in. None of these windows have ever been caulked against that vinyl trim. So right now the water is getting in behind it, and it's caused some of this rot. We can also go ahead and, if you look closely at the window, you'll see a little vertical line on the sashes. That's never been caulked as well. So the guys have cleaned these windows, spot glaze them, which is the putty that holds that glass in place, and that's on a few of them. And they'll check the sashes for rot, but the major one that's rotted is over here on that living room window. And so here we're looking at brick mold repair. This window we're looking at a little bit of repair. This soffit and fascia all has to be replaced above the front entry door. When you look at how they wrap, so most window companies will come in, they'll replace the window, and then or the siding companies will come in and then they'll wrap your trim like this right here. So you see this off tan color piece, so it's faded because that's what the sun is going to do. And you look closely at it where it's got an edge right there, the water's getting behind it because it's never been caulked and sealed in this area right here. And it's going to be the same thing. There's a newer window over here. So when the salesmen often include this aluminum casing at no extra charge, it's also to cover up the rotted wood. And what they don't tell you is that that wood's going to dry rot underneath it. But they also do it so it looks nice and clean and fresh, like this window over here, which was replaced not long ago, so they can get other people to change their windows out. We rarely change windows out. So you can look at this window right here, was replaced not very long ago, and you can see all caulk is going to fail. They didn't caulk the bottom edges in this corner, so water's getting in behind the siding there. See right here where it's pulled up in this corner. They did sort of reflash the window, but that's what your brand new window is going to look like. And everywhere they put a little nail through, it's hard to see those little circles in the trim. They didn't clear caulk over that. So guess where that little bit of water, every time it rains, it's going right there. See the corner right here? Corner of that window? Never caulked and sealed. Over here at the front entry door, it's a beautiful door, but whoever did it never caulked the bottom edges, and it needs a threshold plate underneath that aluminum threshold, otherwise the left and right frames are going to rot out. You can see a little better here at this angle over here. The fascia and soffit are rotted in this corner. This window right here, the right corner of the middle window is rotted. We can repair that. We're the only company in Atlanta I know of that'll router that out, piece it in with back primed and sealed wood, and put a lifetime of ownership warranty on it. This fascia right here, for some reason, and I'm not sure why, has rotted all the way through. And it's really because whenever they're replacing wood, and this tree needs to be trimmed back, you can see where it's damaged the shingles right here. It wouldn't hurt on this house to install some drip guard, and the homeowner can do that, or we can. Right here, we're going to repair the dog ear and the fascia that's rotted in this corner. On the right side, we're going to replace this whole piece, and it's really rotted because they damaged some shingles up in here, and the water's wicking into the pieces of fascia that weren't primed and sealed. These dog ears over here will also be replaced on the left and right side above the garage. There's not as much rot on this house as you think. You always have to be careful whenever a contractor comes out and says, hey, I'm going to sell you something that is maintenance free, which is probably how they sold this vinyl siding to the original owners. There's no such thing. And so like here, where the gutter hits the vinyl, it's got to be caulked and sealed in there. Right now, all the water's running down, and it's rotted this bottom plate at the chimney over here that we'll replace. This soffit over here is rotted in the corner, so we'll repair that as well. And the key to it is whoever contractor you're using, a lot of people watch these videos from all over the country, get someone who's going to back prime and seal the wood on all faces. Right here, we'll replace the nose right here. We make them. We actually make a lot of our own trim. My guys do. Left and right brick mold will be repaired here. We've got just the left and right brick mold on this window. I really think it's just the right side. The left was replaced at some point. But once the guys get up on the ladders, they'll go through all of it. This right side of the bay window, it's left and right brick mold, and the nose will be replaced. So we repair what we can, we replace what we have to, and any trim that we do for a homeowner is a lifetime ownership warranty. What got me talking to this homeowner about replacing the windows is that they had already said they were thinking about new windows, and I would cancel that contract. And here you see where they've taken off the vinyl siding. This is LP siding. So you can feel it when you push on the siding pretty hard under there. It leads me to believe the old LP siding is under there. It's not going to be able to breathe well with this vinyl on it to begin with. If you add in new thermopane windows and you caulk them and seal them up, this siding is going to be dry rotting underneath. You're definitely going to create a mold situation because the moisture can't get out. The inside of that house is 68, 70 degrees. It's 120, 140 outside on the siding. And you're going to create condensation that can't get out. And that's just the way it works. You know, we talk to people all the time. I've met clients who have said, oh, my kid used to have asthma and he outgrew it. No one outgrows juvenile asthma. You either have it or you don't. What they had is an allergy to mold. And over time, they outgrew that. So you look at the bathroom window right here. We will replace this rotted nose all the way across. The boys will inspect the molding. But other than that, that's a good window. Same thing here. Left and right brick mold, they'll repair it. They'll hand clean all these windows. They'll spot glaze like here, what we're talking about, at that right upper window. See that black? That's where the glazing's falling out. We'll spot glaze that. And they can come back in the spring when it warms up and paint it or whatever they want to do. But whenever you see black, you see this gap against the window right here, that black line. It's never been caulked and sealed on any of these windows. So go ahead and seal that up. I would suggest that they add a roof mounted vent. And then they'll be pretty good shape for air exchanges back here without replacing the windows. If they choose to replace the windows, they probably want to go ahead and add a second roof mounted vent just to aid in that air exchange, and hopefully they'll be all right. Back here, got this corner deck right here. The soffit's rotted all the way across. That fascia board is rotted. It would help to add some drip guard on top of the fascia board around, and a homeowner can do that. They're just rushing to get some things done. My guys go ahead and seal these roof vents because they're leaking right now. It wouldn't hurt to paint the furnace vent up there just so it doesn't rust out. And here you see closer on this kitchen window, see the details? Of course it's gonna rot. It's never been caulked and sealed, but it's fairly protected under here. So you can see all the years this house has been painted, no one caulked that bottom edge right there. And the only reason it's not rotted out, it's under this soffit. The door over here, someone repaired it, but they did horizontal cuts. It's already starting to rot again. You can see the warp in the Bondo. Some of my guys will redo that. Left and right sides of frame and the center. And then you can get a better look at this window from over here. See how rotted that is? We just replaced it, but the key to it is back priming and sealing everything, caulking it up. It'll never rot again. I'm Andy with Handy Andy. We pretty much do everything. We're a one call fixes all. It's a name you can trust, whether you personally like me or hate me, doesn't really matter. A, I don't need the money. B, we're happy to work. We got great guys, and we've been doing this for 35 years in Metro Atlanta. See you at the next house. Bye for now.